So this is the basic structure of a Google search result, and everything that we're doing, everything in this course, whenever we use Google Ads and this complicated, massive software and this interface, it's really essentially to get ads here at the right time, in front of the right person, and for the right amount of money. But I want to quickly run through where Google Ads show up. Like, we're talking about all this stuff about luxury advertising networks, we're talking about click-through rate, we're talking about AdWords scripts, Google Ad scripts, we're talking about all this incredible, all these incredibly powerful techniques and tools, but let's just take a step back, simplify things a little bit. What are we even talking about here? What ads, how do we conceptualize these ads? Where are these ads showing up? So on the Google search page, if you go to google.com, you do a Google search, you search for anything you might want to be searching for. In my example, somebody searches for women's boots. Now remember, women's boots is not the keyword. Do you guys know what women's boots is? It is the search term. It's what the user actually typed into the Google search box. Always, the first 2 to 4, maximum 4 at the top of the page, the top of organic results will be sponsored results. And it's going to look different on mobile and on, I'll show you what it looks like on mobile and I'll show you what it looks like on a desktop. In the blue, these are ads. And they'll have an indication usually right along here. Google switches this up all the time, signifying and conveying that it's an ad. Over here are the organic results. So let's go jump over to the screen and take a look at what this looks like. So I'm going to do a search for women's boots. Sure enough, the page reflects what we anticipate it to reflect. So over here, the top 1, 2, 3, 4 are text ads. These are ads that these companies, Cole Haan, freepeople.com, farfetch.com, and zappos.com are all paying or all telling Google there's a maximum CPC that we're willing to pay. There's a maximum cost per click that we're willing to pay you, Google, if somebody clicks our ads and based on their quality score gets them into this auction. These are text ads. On the right-hand side are sponsored shopping ads, right? You see the picture, there's a link, there's a price, there's a rating. These are shopping ads. And again, since women's boots is a very commercial query, since women's boots is very commercially driven, Google reads that as it's likely somebody looking for a product, not necessarily for a service or information. They're more likely to show these shopping ads on the right side of the page. So in this case, we have 4 ads at the top, and then this already by dsw.com is an organic result. So like, it's really not that easy to tell what's an ad and what's an organic result. It's like, if you really only have this little green ad button, and that's very easily missed, unless you're really looking out for it or you're super familiar or tech savvy, like you're likely, a person who's sort of your casual Google user is likely to miss it. So you could sort of see why 45% of people don't really know the difference between a Google organic result and a paid result. And if you scroll down to the bottom of the page, you'll see 3 more ads at the bottom of the page for JustFab, the Outnet, and charlestonshoeco.com. Now let's talk quickly about the display network, and let me show you real quick what the display network ads look like and where they show up. Display network advertising basically refers to any advertising that's done not on google.com, okay? And not on other Google-owned properties like maps.com and Google business pages, etc. All other websites that have ads, and most websites are monetized by being able to show ads, you're able to reach through the Google Display Network. There's all different sorts of ways you could target your ads. So you could target based on previous browsing activity. You could be running remarketing campaigns. You could target a specific website or a specific section of a website if you want. But here's an example of a web page. Let's say this is a page in the Wall Street Journal. So you have anything shaded in blue is an ad in my example, but these ads could show up anywhere. They could be anywhere on the page. Some pages have fewer ads, some pages have more ads in different locations, etc. But you have your organic content, similar to your Google search results page, and you have your actual article over here. You have part of the article, you have links to author bios, let's say on a typical blog. You have other articles a person could click to on a blog. But then you have all these different parts of the page that are actually ads. When you're running display campaigns, you don't know the user's intent. If I'm reading the Wall Street Journal, I may or may not be interested in what you have to advertise to me or what you have to sell. That's why it's not as competitive and it's not as effective as search advertising. But that doesn't necessarily mean that your return on ad spend will be less. 9 times out of 10, I recommend my students and I recommend my clients, whatever budget you could spend on search should be spent on search. It's just going to convert better. It's going to be better advertising dollars spent. But the display network is an interesting place if you want to expand your reach and run brand awareness campaigns. And again, brand awareness campaigns is only for the sake of eventually earning profit, but just brand awareness usually means I expect profit further down the line. then the display network might be an excellent place to do that. I'm going to go to the wallstreetjournal.com. I'm going to go to the wallstreetjournal.com, and you see the New York Times actually showing an ad there. Let's see what we got here. Let's go click on a link, Sears set to file for bankruptcy. And we should see some ads. Great. Here's a remarketing ad from a client of ours, actually Sofamania. That's a client. This is actually a remarketing ad that we ourselves are serving. So, and I visited the site, so it's serving that ad to me. I'll go to the New York Times, and let's say I go to the New York Times homepage over here, and we see what shows up. Okay, here's an ad from Citibank, right? This is a big custom leaderboard ad. And if I scroll down and I go into any specific article page, I'll probably see an ad at the top. I'll see an ad at the bottom. Well, this isn't actually an ad for the New York Times. But if I scroll through the page, I'll continue to see more and more ads. Now, some of these ads could be coming from Google Ads, from other clients. Some of them could be coming from other demand-side platforms as well. Over here, here's a ad for a company called Allbirds, which looks like it's selling shoes. If I click on Ad Choices, I can see that this is actually a Google ad. Perfect. So this is a company, Allbirds, that's running a Google Ads campaign that's targeting the display network. Now, they might have been targeting me because they think that I'm in the market for shoes, because I actually have been looking at other shoes and sneakers website recently. I am in incognito mode, but Google knows a lot about us. They could just be targeting New York Times readers, although that's unlikely. But there's whatever the targeting is, and we'll talk about display network advertising, how to set up campaigns, how to think about targeting, all the settings, configurations, bidding, and so on and so forth, designing an ad. This is a decent looking ad, but that's the concept, right? Now that you have an understanding of where ads show up, whether they be on search, text ads, shopping ads, top, bottom, where they show up in display network, and you understand the power and the breadth, just the enormity of just Google advertising, and what was that number of money Google makes? I think it was $77,851,500,000 in ad revenue every single year, and it's just growing. You should be sufficiently excited and prepared to now hone your skills, develop your skill set so you could run these campaigns profitably, which again, I will continue to say this. I will never bore of saying this. It's all about being profitable. Everything we're doing here is all the side trappings. The core purpose, the only measure of success is profit, and just by being here and getting started with me today, we are all well on our way to that extraordinary and worthwhile goal of running profitable advertising campaigns. I look forward to seeing you guys very soon in the very next lecture, in the next section, where we will be creating our first Google Ads account together step by step. Cheers for now.